Good evening and welcome to Nelson Field, where the Spanish Fork Dons find themselves in an unusual territory playing a Region 8 play-in game. The Dons have to come out with a victory today to keep their season alive. So essentially the tournament and the playoffs begin this evening for the Dons, and a familiar opponent in the Wasatch Wasps, who defeated the UNA Utes just a few minutes ago, about 30 to 40 minutes ago. They had a very nice kind of come from behind victory to put Wasatch into this one. Spanish Fork's going to be the home team, or the visiting team this evening, and they're going to be wearing their home white uniforms. So that's going to be a little bit of a change here at Nelson Field. It's bright sunshine, not a cloud in the sky, and it's about in the low 80s here at Nelson Field as we get ready to go. Let's give you the starting lineup first for the visiting Spanish Fork Dons. Leading off in center field will be number 2, Brady Brook. Batting second will be the pitcher, Tanner Argyle. Briggs Newman will be at shortstop tonight. He hits third. Bracken Archibald will be in left field. He'll hit fourth. Riley Daniels at third base hits in the 5 spot. Devin Argyle, the second baseman, will hit sixth. Hitting seventh, it will be the designated hitter, Parker Harrison. Brendan Bradford rounds out the order at hitting eighth. Nicholas Harrison rounds out the order at first base, batting ninth. On the mound tonight for Wasatch, it's going to be the right-hander David McKay. McKay has already thrown a couple of innings today. He came in to relieve Garrett Davis against the UNA Utes, so he's got a fresh arm, well, a mostly fresh arm, ready to go here as Brady Brook gets ready to stand in the box. Thank you for joining us here on Spanish Fork 17 for high school baseball. The Dons looking to try to win and keep their season alive heading into Tuesday, where they would get the Murray Spartans. First pitch on its way is going to be grounded to second. Getting over there is Caden Kelly. He'll throw to first in time. And one pitch, one out. We're underway just past about 6:20 here in Spanish Fork. So Tanner Argyle, the pitcher, will stand in to try to help his own cause. Let's give you the defense here for the Wasatch Wasps. In the outfield, it's going to be Jake Davis in left, Nick Piscatelli in center, and then Jeff Patterson in right as the first pitch gets in there for a called strike to Argyle, and it's no balls and a strike. On the infield, Caden Ledger will be at third, Josh Darrow at short, Caden Kelly at second, Garrett Davis at first. That pitch going to be rolled foul, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes here on Tanner Argyle. Behind the plate and catching for Wasatch will be Trevin Hansen, and the right-hander David McKay on the mound today. McKay winds and delivers the pitch. Breaking ball, misses in the dirt for a ball, and the count moves to 1-2 on Tanner Argyle. Top of the first inning, no score. We're going to play 5 innings tonight, not the typical 7, so just keep that in mind. The game will be shortened. The 1-2 pitch is going to be lined right back to McKay, who sticks the glove out and makes the catch for the second out of the inning. A frustrating ball hit if you're Tanner Argyle, because you can't hit the baseball much harder than that, but in that situation, just hit it right at somebody, and there's 2 down for Briggs Newman, the shortstop. Spanish Fork coming off of 2 games earlier this week in which they were swept by the UNA Utes. And the first pitch on its way, Newman swings first pitch, pops it up. This one's playable down the third baseline. The ball slices back, diving, and couldn't come up with it is Jake Davis in left field. That was kind of hit out there into no man's land. A long run for Darrow, Ledger, and Jake Davis, and Davis tried to make the sliding catch and couldn't quite come up with it. Nonetheless, there'll be no balls and a strike here on Briggs Newman. So the Dons really get lucky there. No balls and a strike to count. The right-hander McKay will kick and deliver. Breaking ball in the dirt for a ball, and the count evens at 1-1. The sun beginning to move coming in from the first base side, so kind of right into Briggs Newman in that batter's box, but other than that, not too bad. The 1-1 pitch, breaking ball, misses. It's 2 balls and a strike to count here on Briggs Newman. Great weather for baseball here in Spanish Fork today. 2 balls and a strike. McKay kicks and delivers. Fastball right on the outside corner for a called strike, and it evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Briggs Newman. Outfield going to play pretty straight away here for Wasatch. Infield straight up as well. The 2-2 pitch is going to be bounced high to short. Darrow going to have to play it on 2 hops. Quick throw across the diamond is going to be in time to get Newman, and the side is retired. The Dons go down 1-2-3 in the top of the first inning. And that will bring the Wasatch Wasps up here, and they will face the right-hander Tanner Argyle. Let's take a moment, though, to thank our sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We want to thank the Car Guys for the Car Guys Instant Replay, MVP Sports for the MVP of the game, which will be named at the conclusion of our broadcast this afternoon, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing for a Triple T Triple, 2 Jacks Pizza for a 2 Jacks Double, Lance Wilson's State Farm for the Lance Wilson State Farm RBI, and, of course, our friends here at Spanish Fork 17 for the SFCN Built for Speed Stolen Base. So Wasatch has been loose. They've already played a ball game where they were able to swing the bats pretty well, coming off of a sweep the Wasps were earlier in the week by Maple Mountain, looking to try to shed that one early on here, and they'll do it against the right-hander Tanner Argyle. Let's go ahead and give you the batting lineup for Wasatch. Leading off will be the center fielder Nick Piscatelli. Batting second will be Caden Kelly. Josh Darrow, the shortstop, hits third. Trevor Hansen will hit fourth. Caden Ledger will hit in the 5 spot. Garrett Davis 6th. The pitcher David McKay hits 7th. It will be Jeff Batterson 8th. Casey Van Dyke will be the designated hitter, hitting for left fielder Jake Davis. Defensively for the Dons in the outfield, Bracken Archibald in left, Brady Brook in center. It will be Brennan Bradford in right field. On the infield, Riley Daniels at third, Briggs Newman at short, Devin Argyle at second. It's going to be Nick Harrison over at first, and behind the plate and doing the catching tonight for Spanish Fork, I believe that's Josh Cowden behind the plate. Yeah, it is. It's Josh Cowden. So we're ready to go here as Piscatelli will come in the box here for Wasatch. The Dons wearing their home white, Wasatch in kind of a camouflage look here this afternoon. I should say this evening, as we're past the 6 o'clock hour. Tanner Argyle ready to go. He winds and delivers the first pitch on its way. A fastball that misses high for a ball. It's 1-0 on Piscatelli. Brady Brook in center field playing a few steps towards left center. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses off the plate. And it's 2 balls and no strikes to count on Nick Piscatelli. Piscatelli had a pretty good game in that first one against Uinta, finding a way to get on multiple times. 2-0 pitch. Misses high, ball 3. And it's quickly 3 balls and no strikes to count here on Tanner Argyle. We saw it in the first game. Garrett Davis, the starter for Wasatch, kind of got roughed up a little bit by the Utes in those first couple of innings. 3-0 pitch in there on the inside corner for a called strike, and Piscatelli still in a favorable hitter's count, 3 balls and no strikes. Davis was roughed up. You weren't able to score early, but the Wasps were able to get Davis to settle down, and then the bats came alive. 3-1 pitch, misses low, ball 4, and Piscatelli's aboard. So a leadoff walk for Caden Kelly, and this is a Wasatch team now with Piscatelli on first. That would not surprise me if head coach Mike Scholl in that third base coach's box decides to send Piscatelli here and really test the arm of Josh Cowden behind home plate. Nick Harrison going to hold Piscatelli on, infield up the middle, double play depth. Tanner Argyle ready to go on the mound as he comes home. Bunt show. That one's going to be bunted right back to Argyle. Nobody's covering second base, so Piscatelli moves up. I think Argyle would have had a play at second. He'll take the for sure out at first. That will move Piscatelli up on the sacrifice bunt. There's 1 away. So 1 out for Josh Darrow. Wasatch didn't really string together a big inning against Uinta. It was really just a run or two here and there. Piscatelli on at second base, gets his lead. Newman kind of sneaks in behind him. First pitch swung out and missed. No balls and a strike. The count. Newman playing almost right behind Piscatelli here at second. No balls and a strike to count. The 0-1 pitch. Bunt going to be laid down the third baseline. It's going to hit the grass and roll foul. It was a pretty good bunt. Had it stayed up on the grass, it would have been a tough play for Riley Daniels to make, but it just hit the lip there, that infield grass, and the momentum started to pull the ball foul, and it ended up going foul. So it's no balls and 2 strikes to count on Josh Darrow. I would imagine a win for Spanish Fork, and they would get the Murray Spartans on Tuesday up on the road against Murray. I would imagine we would see Riley Daniels on Tuesday. Argyle takes a look out at second, comes in. That was to be swung out, popped up high into the evening sky. Going out there, getting under it is Bracken Archibald. He'll make the catch, and there's 2 away. So with 2 down, it's the catcher, Trevin Hansen. So Hansen now will come to the plate, looking to try to see if he can't get an RBI. Hansen, in his batter's helmet, has kind of the safety protection kind of mask that goes along with it. I believe he's one of the only Wasps to have that. 2 outs, runner on second base. No score, bottom of the first inning, Spanish Fork and Wasatch. In a play-in game, the winner will move on to the state tournament as the number 4 seed out of Region 8. Whoever loses this game, their season comes to an end tonight. Argyle from the stretch takes a look in, and first pitch blocked in the dirt by Cowden. Piscatelli goes for third, and the throw beat him, and he's out. Trying to get down to third base. Piscatelli got caught in no man's land and just had to kind of put the head down and sprint, and he got nailed. A great throw by Cowden, and that won the first inning. We've played one complete here from Nelson Field. No score. Wasatch and Spanish Fork here on Spanish Fork 17.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork. Need a new car or truck? The Car Guys has the best selection of used vehicles at the best prices in Spanish Fork. The Car Guys know their automobiles to get you the best car for your needs and your budget. The Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Rest easy. State Farm agent Lance Wilson is there for you. Call 801-798-9288 today for the service you deserve.
You know Triple T Heating and Cooling, but did you know that Triple T does plumbing? From tankless hot water, soft water, and reverse osmosis drinking water systems, right down to that leaky faucet. Triple T sure does plumbing. Call Triple T at 801-798-7711 today.
Welcome to 2 Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to 2 Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
High school baseball here on Spanish Fork 17. The Dons taking on the Spanish Fork Wasps in a Region 8 play-in game. It's simple tonight. The winners' season continues. The losers comes to an end tonight, and Spanish Fork, the defending 4A state champions, trying to at least put their name in the hat to try to see if they can defend that 4A state championship. If they didn't, then we would know for sure heading into the state playoffs next week that there would be a new state champion. The Dons made an incredible run last year, including knocking off a #1 seed, the Woods Cross Wildcats, in their second round game. But the Dons looking to try to see if they can't come out with a victory here to get another #1 seed next week, the Murray Spartans. Here's Bracken Archibald. It will be Archibald, Daniels, and Devin Argyle. First pitch comes in. Archibald swings, hits this one to left, right at Jake Davis, who puts it away for the first out of the inning. So 1 down for Riley Daniels. Daniels, when he hasn't been pitching, has been playing third base for Spanish Fork this year. And now looking to try to see if he can get something started here in the second inning. It's going to go pretty quick tonight, only a 5-inning ball game. First pitch on its way to Daniels. He swings, pops this one up. That one's hit pretty well out to deep right center field, going back, and it's going to fall, go all the way to the wall. Over to cut it off is Patterson. Daniels will pull up into second, and he gets himself a 2 Jacks double right there, and the Dons have something going with 1 out in the second inning. Off the bat, it didn't look like that ball was hit very very deep. There's no wind to speak of out there, and the ball just kind of kept carrying out there to right field, and Jeff Patterson tried to run it down but just couldn't get there on the warning track. So now here comes Devin Argyle, the second baseman. One out, Riley Daniels, the runner on at second base. The wind, the delivery comes in. That one's going to be rolled foul, and it's quickly no balls and a strike here on Devin Argyle. David McKay hasn't been tested too much. The Dons have really been going up there and swinging first pitch. McKay working from the stretch here, takes a look at the runner at second base. The 0-1 pitch on its way. Fastball in there just above the knees for a called strike on the outer half. And it's no balls and 2 strikes the count here on Devin Argyle. It's going to be Riley Daniels at second base. If the inning continues, it would be Parker Harrison, the designated hitter. Although at this point, I don't see anything that wouldn't keep the inning from continuing unless some sort of crazy double play happened. The 0-2 pitch is going to be grounded to second base. It's going to be fielded by Caden Kelly, and Devin Argyle's thrown out. That does, though, however, move the runner over to third base. So at a productive at-bat if you're Devin Argyle, you take the 2 outs, and now Parker Harrison has a chance to give the Dons a lead here in the second inning if they can find a way to get a base hit. Harrison, the DH tonight for Spanish Fork, as the infield will play back for Wasatch, just looking to get that final out. Swings first pitch, lifts one out into right center field. This could be a no man's land, and it will. Parker Harrison rounds first. He's going to dig for 2. The relay throw is not going to be in time. And Parker Harrison in with an RBI double. That is a 2 Jacks double and a Lance Wilson State Farm great RBI for Parker Harrison. It's 1-0 Spanish Fork. Once again, the Dons going after that first pitch from David McKay. It goes high up into the air, and they just go up and get it and find a way to out in a no man's land. Lots of outfield. If you've never seen a game here from Nelson Field, a very big outfield, lots of ground for those outfielders to cover. First pitch on its way. Bradford grounds it to third. It's going to be Legger going to check the runner, throws, pulled him off the bag, and they're going to say, now the ball gets off into center field, coming in to score. Here's Parker Harrison. Everybody's safe. Not exactly sure. I saw the throw go over, and I think what happened is when Davis went to apply the tag, I think the momentum knocked the ball out of his glove, and it rolled it out into shallow right field. Nonetheless, the Dons take a 2-0 lead. Brendan Bradford, I imagine that's going to be an error. I would imagine since the throw, it was a pretty routine play for Ledger over at third base. His throw just pulled Garrett Davis. First pitch on its way. That one's going to be lifted out into left field. That is going to go into the gap, but it's ran down out there by Jake Davis, and the inning is over. The Dons, though, strike first. They get 2 runs in the inning on 2 RBI doubles. By an RBI double by Parker Harrison, it's 2-0 Spanish Fork as we head to the bottom of the second inning here on Spanish Fork 17. Let's take a moment to thank our sponsors here for making this broadcast and our many other broadcasts possible here on Spanish Fork 17 throughout our season. Here we want to thank the Car Guys for the Car Guys Instant Replay. MVP Sports for the MVP of the game, which will be named at the conclusion of our broadcast today. We want to thank 2 Jacks Pizza for a 2 Jacks double. Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing for a Triple T triple. Lance Wilson State Farm for the Lance Wilson State Farm RBI. And SFCN Built for Speed for the SFCN Built for Speed Stolen Base. So we take a look here. The bracket for the state tournament is pretty well set, especially in Region 8. The home sites will be May 17th and May 18th, and then if you haven't lost twice already, you'll stay alive to head to Utah Valley University and Brent Brown Ballpark to begin play on May 23rd. That will be in a situation which you'll have an opportunity to continue on and advance. We'll kind of go through it as we go throughout tonight, but to kind of give you an idea, as Springville finishes as the number 3 in Region 8, they'll get the Olympus Titans. That'll be a road game for the Red Devils. Maple Mountain will be at home on Tuesday on the 17th. They will get the Kearns Cougars. And then Salem Hills as the number 1 out of Region 8. They will get Skyline. The Eagles finishing in the 4th spot coming out of Region 6. So as the first pitch here comes inside and tight to Trevin Hansen, and it's 1 ball and no strikes to count. Hansen was at the plate when Piscatelli was nailed trying to move down to third base. 1-0 pitch on its way home, and that one swung on and fouled over towards the Dawn dugout, and the count evens up at 1-1. Just looking at some of these first round matchups, Timpanogos has been one of the top teams in the state all year. They're going to be at home for Bonneville. They would actually, Spanish Fork, if they win this one, after Murray, they would get the winner or loser of that one. Breaking ball, going to miss for a ball. It's 2-0. Bonneville coming out of Region 5, so the same region as Woods Cross and Bountiful and some of the good teams up north of Salt Lake City. 2-1 pitch about to come in. Fastball on the outside corner, and the count evens up at 2-2. Woods Cross right now probably one of the best teams in the state, maybe next to Salem Hills. They will open up with Alta. 2-2 pitch, and that one's going to be lifted into shallow center field. Brady Brook coming in, he dives, and he made the catch. Brady Brook came on a full sprint in from center. It was a shallow hit ball, and Brook plays pretty shallow for how much room's out there in center field, and in that time it helped. He was able to just full out extension and makes the catch, and there's 1 out here in the bottom of the 2nd inning, and that brings up Caden Ledger, the left fielder. Argyle comes in, breaking ball, misses high. It's 1 ball and no strikes on Ledger. That Woods Cross Alta matchup is important here for Spanish Fork because Maple Mountain is in the kind of the same 1st and 2nd round group. That pitch in there, and it evens the count up at 1-1. If Maple Mountain would beat Kearns, they'll get the winner of that Woods Cross Alta. The loser of Maple Mountain Kearns gets the loser of that Woods Cross Alta game. That one's going to be rolled foul. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. It is a wide open field in the 4A classification. There's a lot of teams that could be vying for that state championship when we get to the end of the state tournament at Brooke Brown Ballpark. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count here on Caden Ledger. The 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, popped up, foul, and we'll have another 1-2 pitch coming here.
All foul balls to the dugout. All foul balls to the dugout, please.
Bottom of the 2nd inning, 2-0 Spanish Fork. The Dons, the visiting team here on their home field today. A coin toss before the game gave the home team advantage to Wasatch. That pitch going to miss low. Good stop by Cowden behind home plate. And the count evens up now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The sun beginning to move further behind the first base dugout here, but the field right now is still covered in sunlight. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball off the plate, ball 3. It's 3-2 the count here on Ledger. I would imagine we would have sun throughout the most of the ball game here. I would think maybe we could get some shadows start to creep in the later innings. The 3-2 pitch on its way. Fastball called. Strike 3. Ledger down on strikes. The first strikeout of the ball game for Tanner Argyle, and now that's going to bring up Garrett Davis.
Now batting the first baseman, number 7, Garrett Davis.
Davis pitched a majority of that first game for Wasatch today. Pitched pretty well, struggled a little bit in the early going, maybe had some jitters. Breaking ball gets in there just above the knee, and it's no ball and a strike on Garrett Davis. Had maybe just, like we said, a little bit of jitters with playing in an elimination game essentially here. But then settled in quite nicely, had a couple of clutch hits for the Wasps in that one. That one misses away for a ball, and it's 1-1. It was really just a kind of a back and forth game. Wasatch, though, scoring 4 runs in that 2nd inning to, at the time, regain the lead, and then Uinta came from behind, and that one swung out and missed as that one was off the plate on the breaking ball. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to count here on Garrett Davis. Again, the 1-2 pitch on its way home. That was going to be grounded softly to short. Newman on the charge, gets there, throws to first, but the throw pulls Nicholas Harrison off first base, and the runner's going to be safe. So Garrett Davis is aboard here with 2 down. It was a pretty decent throw, but when I think Harrison went to get it, it just pulled him off the bag. So that will likely be an error against Briggs Newman for the throw, having to pull the first baseman off the bag. With 2 down, here's David McKay. McKay will look to help his own cause here. With 2 down, Argyle will go back to work from the stretch. And the first pitch, a breaking ball, sits in there right at the knees, and it snowballs on a strike here on David McKay. Jeff Patterson in the on-deck circle for Wasatch. No balls and 1 strike to count. Pickoff move, the quick snap throw over, diving back safely though, was Garrett Davis. No balls and 1 strike to count. The wind and the delivery comes in. That one blocked in the dirt by Cowden. The runner Davis started leaning towards second, but then decides, no, I'm just going to stay put. Probably the correct decision there if you're Garrett Davis. If not, I think Josh Cowden would have had a pretty easy throw down to second to get him. Davis with a pretty big lead here with the 1-1 count. We'll see a pickoff move diving back, and he just got back underneath that tag. Davis getting a pretty aggressive lead over there at first base. Argyle quickly snap throw over again, and Davis dives back in. The throw goes up over the head there of Argyle, but right there to back him up was Riley Daniels. If Daniels isn't on that bag there to back that throw up, then that could have been easily a base there for Garrett Davis. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Argyle comes in, breaking ball, called strike 3. Sorry, that's called strike 2. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to count here on David McKay. It's another snap throw over to first, and diving back again is Garrett Davis. I think Josh Cowden thought they had him. He was a couple steps back over towards the Don dugout. Dons are occupying their normal home first base side dugout. The 1-2 pitch on its way. Fastball just off the plate, and the count evens up at 2-2. Outfield pretty straight away for the Dons here. Brady Brook playing a few steps towards left center field, with the right-hander David McKay at the plate. The 2-2 pitch on its way. Swung out and missed. Strike 3. And down on strikes for the first time today is David McKay, as Tanner Argyle has 2. We've played 2 complete here from Nelson Field and Spanish Fork. Dons 2, Wasp 0. You're watching Spanish Fork baseball here on SFCN.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork. Need a new car or truck? The Car Guys has the best selection of used vehicles at the best prices in Spanish Fork. The Car Guys know their automobiles to get you the best car for your needs and your budget. The Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Rest easy. State Farm agent Lance Wilson is there for you. Call 801-798-9288 today for the service you deserve.
You know Triple T Heating and Cooling, but did you know that Triple T does plumbing? From tankless hot water, soft water, and reverse osmosis drinking water systems, right down to that leaky faucet. Triple T sure does plumbing. Call Triple T at 801-798-7711 today.
Welcome to Two Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
High school baseball here on Spanish Fork 17. Brady Brooks stands in to lead it off. He takes a first pitch fastball on the outside corner, and it snowballs and a strike on Brook. Brady Brook 0 for 1. He grounded out to second in his only other at bat. There's a breaking pitch that misses, and the count evens at 1-1. The Dons dugout making some noise after this 1-1 pitch here, about to come home. And the delivery comes in. That one in there at the knees for a called strike. It's 1-2 the count here on Brady Brook. Top of the third inning, 2-0 Dons. Spanish Fork, the visiting team this evening on their home field. The 1-2 pitch about to come home. Fastball blocked in the dirt, and the count evens up now at 2-2. It is kind of interesting. Spanish Fork playing on their home field as the visiting team, wearing their home white uniforms. It's kind of thrown me a couple of times here this evening. The 2-2 pitch, fastball swung on. It's going to skip away there from Trevin Hansen. He'll throw down to first in time to complete the strikeout. And there's one out here in the third inning. So with one out, it brings up the pitcher, Tanner Argyle. Argyle hit a ball right back at the pitcher, hit it hard, but David McKay was able to stick the glove out and make the catch for the first out of the inning. And now Argyle will stand back in the box. That was in Argyle's previous at-bat here. Mike Scholl, and that just outside the dugout for Wasatch, kind of pacing up and down. First pitch in there, breaking ball, that kind of the slider look there on the outside corner. And it's 0-1 on Argyle. Scholl will do that. It was just he was doing it the other day in the Maple Mountain game. He's just kind of walking up and down. 0-1 pitch. That one's going to be lined down the third baseline. That's going to roll for some bases. Going around first, going into second is Argyle. The throw's not going to be in time. Tanner Argyle in there with a 2-Jacks double down the left field line. The Dons have their third double of the ball game. That one just getting up over the head of Ledger at third base. And Daniels, sorry, not Daniels, Argyle able to turn the corner and get into second base quickly. And now Briggs Newman comes up with one away. The Dons swept the season series with Wasatch, winning both games earlier in the season, including once here at Nelson Field. Pitch comes in, breaking ball popped up. This one's going to be playable over at short. Darrow's there, and he'll put it away for the second out of the inning. So with two down, here's Bracken Archibald. Back in those matchups earlier on in the season that we've mentioned, Spanish Fork won 3-2 on the road at Wasatch. Riley Daniels had this 3-for-3 game and also only allowed 3 hits on the mound that day. That one coming inside and tight to Bracken Archibald. 1-0 the count. Game 2 was actually played here at Spanish Fork. Spanish Fork won 3-1. It was Devin Argyle who was 2-for-2. Brendan Bradford was 2-for-2. And then Hayden Rainey pitched 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 1 walkout, and 5 strikeouts. That one comes inside and hits Archibald. And now a couple of Dons on bases here. And now that's going to bring up Riley Daniels. Daniels had a double on his first at-bat. And he'll look here to try to see if there's a double, as it looks like Mike Scholl coming out to have a quick conversation with the home plate umpire. I'm not sure necessarily what the conversation could be about. It could be as to specifically where the ball hit Archibald, but nonetheless, quick conversation as Mike Scholl heads back to the Wasatch dugout. 2 outs, runners on at first and second for Spanish Fork. Working from the stretch, and we're ready to go. And the first pitch comes in. Daniel swings, pops this one high up, down the right field line. It's a long run, and getting there, Garrett Davis, but the ball's going to go foul, so everyone will retreat back to their bags. It'll be 0-1 on Daniels. Spanish Fork tonight against David McKay has really gotten up there and has swung at the first pitch. They have really been aggressively attacking the strike zone. They've seen some pretty good pitches, but some of those have just been popped straight up into the air that has allowed for, they've gotten lucky that a few of those have fallen for base hits. No balls and 1 strike to count here on Daniels. Runners get their lead at first and second. And the 0-1 pitch comes in. Daniels swings and fouls this one back. And it's quickly 0-2 on Riley Daniels. Devin Argyle, who had a couple of hits in that second game against Wasatch on the season, is awaiting and taking practice cuts in the on-deck circle. Daniels would have to find a way to keep the inning alive here for Argyle to come up. Caden Kelly slapping the hand in his glove, trying to get the runner at second to move. Daniels hits this one well to left, going back, and that's going to be over the head of Davis all the way to the wall. Scoring on the play is Argyle. Bracken Archibald right behind him. Riley Daniels has a 2 RBI double to left field. It's 4-0 Dons here in the fourth. So 2 RBIs there, so we'll give Riley Daniels a Lance Wilson State Farm RBI. I should say RBIs on the play, I guess. And also a 2 Jacks double. And Mike Scholl going to come out of the dugout here and I think have a word with his right-hander because it's quickly 4-0. And in a 5-inning ball game here in the top of the 3rd inning, what you don't want to do is dig yourself into too bad of a hole and try to dig yourself out. This inning started with Tanner Argyle having a double. And then Bracken Archibald was hit by a pitch. After Archibald was hit by a pitch, Riley Daniels just shot that line drive double to left field that Jake Davis was trying to get to, but just couldn't quite get back on it in time. So now with 2 down, here's Devin Argyle. Working from the stretch is David McKay. McKay takes a look in behind home plate, gets the sign. First pitch to Argyle. He swings, pops this one up, foul, and it'll be no balls and a strike on Devin Argyle. Argyle 0 for 1. He grounded out to second in his only other at-bat on the evening. How it came back last inning in the second. The Dons scoring 2 runs in the second, now 2 runs in the fourth. No balls and a strike to count. The wind and the delivery comes in. Argyle grounds this one to short. It's going to be fielded, and Darrow makes the throw across the diamond in time, and the 3rd inning comes to an end. But Spanish Fork adds 2 more here on a couple of hits, and we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's 4-0 Spanish Fork. Let's take a moment here to thank our sponsors for making this broadcast possible today. We want to thank the Car Guys for the Car Guys Instant Replay, MVP Sports for the MVP of the game, which will be named at the conclusion of our broadcast this evening. We want to thank Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing for the Triple T Triple. 2 Jacks Pizza for a 2 Jacks Double. We want to thank Lance Wilson State Farm for the Lance Wilson State Farm RBI. And, of course, our friends here at SFCN for the SFCN Built for Speed Stolen Base. As we get ready to move to the bottom of the 3rd inning, Tanner Argyle's had a pretty stress-free evening as Jeff Patterson, Casey Van Dyke, and then back to the top of the lineup, and Nick Piscatelli will come up. Here, Region 8 play-in game. The winner heads to play Murray on Tuesday and would get a second-round matchup with either Timpanogos or Bonneville. For Spanish Fork or Wasatch as the number 4 seed, you would have to go on the road for both of those games. There's no mathematical way of doing it where they would be able to be the home team in either one of those games. So the Dons will for sure hit the road next week. It's just a matter of, we know they'll head to Murray. That's just a matter of if they win or lose, whether they're heading to Orem or heading up to Ogden. That one in there for a called strike. And it's 0-1 on Jeff Patterson. Patterson doesn't have a at-bat here in this one. Played in the first game, though, for the Wasps. That one comes inside, and the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Tanner Argyle working here from the windup with no men on. 4-0 Spanish Fork. Breaking ball, swung on, popped up. Giving it a look down the line as Riley Daniels and company, but it's going to go fouls, and it'll be 1-2 the count here on Jeff Patterson. Sun beginning to set. You start to see some shadows kind of creep in behind home plate. You see a couple, I believe, light poles here at Nelson Field, kind of extending behind home plate. Even into the outfield, you're starting to see some shadows out in deep right center field. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. The wind and the delivery comes in. That one swung on and missed. Strike 3. Tanner Argyle's got strikeout number 3 on the evening, and there's 1 gone here in the 3rd for Casey Van Dyke. Van Dyke came in, and I believe, as a defensive replacement in that first game for Wasatch. He did play for the Wasps. Had a couple of nice productive at-bats in game 1. Daniels will kick and deliver the first pitch. Fastball swung out and missed. Van Dyke was behind that and just kind of swung late. I'm not sure if he was just swinging there to make it look like he was swinging through the ball, but nonetheless, he just swung through it. The 0-1 pitch, the kick and the delivery comes in right on the outside corner. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. The count here on Casey Van Dyke. Tanner Argyle gets the sign from Josh Cowden behind home plate. And the 0-2 pitch, fastball fouled away, and we'll have another 0-2 pitch coming. Piscatelli on deck for Wasatch. Wasatch in those home kind of camouflage uniforms with the gray pants. Home whites for Spanish Fork is the visitors. 0-2 pitch right on the outside corner and just misses as Cowden did a nice job of trying to see if he couldn't get that call back on the inside or on the outside corner, but there just couldn't. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Infield straight away for Spanish Fork. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. And Tanner Argyle has strikeout number 4. And there's 2 gone here in the 3rd. And back to the top of the lineup and Nick Piscatelli. Piscatelli doesn't have an official at-bat tonight. He walked back in his first at-bat back in the 1st inning. Wasatch needing some base runners. Tanner Argyle's kept him in check so far. The wind and the delivery comes in. First pitch, breaking ball in there for a called strike on the curve. That just kind of started on the inside part of the plate where he thought it was going to come too far in, and then it just broke back on the inside corner. That late break got right in there for a called strike. The 0-1 pitch, fastball misses low and away, and the count evens up now. 1 ball and 1 strike on Piscatelli. Working here from the stretch, ready to go. Sorry, the windup, I mean, is the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball sits high just above the belt, and it's 2-1. The count here on Piscatelli. Caden Kelly getting loose in the on-deck circle. If Wasatch could extend the inning. The 2-1 windup comes home. Fastball misses. It's 3 balls and a strike on Piscatelli. Brady Brook moving from left to right out in the outfield. Now he'll settle there kind of in left center field. The 3-1 pitch. Fastball in there, called strike as Piscatelli takes it. Now the count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Piscatelli should see something good here. Argyle looking to try to see if he can strike out the side with this final strike. The wind and the delivery. The 3-2 swung on and fouled away. We'll have another 3-2 pitch coming. Packed house here at Nelson Field. A lot of people making the trip over from Heber here on a Friday afternoon. Looking to try to see here whose season will continue on for a game Tuesday against Murray. 3-2 pitch about to come in. Argyle kicks and delivers fastball right off the plate, ball 4. And Piscatelli draws a full count walk. His second walk of the ball game. That is both walks that Tanner Argyle have given up have both been to Piscatelli. And now here comes Caden Kelly. Kelly had a sacrifice bunt last time that moved Piscatelli into scoring position, as now Argyle throws over, diving back safely is Piscatelli. Trailing by 4, I wouldn't think you'd see Wasatch, especially with 2 outs in the inning, try to run, but I could be wrong. Pitch on its way, breaking ball, hit right back to Argyle. Off his glove, he knocks it down. He'll collect it, snaps quickly, throws to first, and they got him. Argyle just jumped in the air. The ball goes off his glove, and he had to quickly recover and make the throw with a good runner and Kelly down the baseline, but he made the play at the end of 3 here from Nelson Field. Spanish Fork 4, Wasatch 0. You're watching high school baseball on Spanish Fork 17.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork. Need a new car or truck? The Car Guys has the best selection of used vehicles at the best prices in Spanish Fork. The Car Guys know their automobiles to get you the best car for your needs and your budget. The Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Rest easy. State Farm agent Lance Wilson is there for you. Call 801-798-9288 today for the service you deserve.
You know Triple T Heating and Cooling, but did you know that Triple T does plumbing? From tankless hot water, soft water, and reverse osmosis drinking water systems, right down to that leaky faucet. Triple T sure does plumbing. Call Triple T at 801-798-7711 today.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
Parker Harrison stands in to start the top of the 4th inning, takes a first pitch breaking ball high above the belt for a ball. It's 1 ball and no strikes to count. It will be Parker Harrison, Brennan Bradford, and Nicholas Harrison. 6, 7, and 8 coming up here for Spanish Fork. That pitch misses, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes on Harrison. David McKay going back to work has allowed those 4 runs so far through 3. That pitch swung on, popped up foul, and it's 2 balls and a strike. The hard part with juggling this midweek kind of play-in game situation is you have to think about who you're going to throw Tuesday. That pitch hit well by Parker Harrison out to left. Getting back there is Jake Davis. He'll make the catch for the first out of the 4th inning. That ball was hit well out to left field, but Jake Davis able to run it down. There's 1 away for Brendan Bradford. Bradford reached on what I put in my scorebook as an E6. The throw came over to first and just kind of pulled the first baseman off the bag, and when that happened, it allowed Bradford to reach. Again, they could rule that a base hit in the end and say the throw didn't matter. Bunt show by Bradford. He fouls it away. It's no balls and a strike. But the difficult part is you play here on Friday, and then if you win, you have to turn around and play on Tuesday. You want to make sure you have a fresh arm for Murray, who's coming in one of the top 5 teams in the state. But imagine Spanish Fork wanted to save Riley Daniels for that one. That one misses low for a ball, and it's 1-2, or 1-1. I mean on Bradford. And the other thing to kind of consider too is your normal rotation right now with Riley Daniels and Hayden Rainey, trying to make sure that those guys are both fresh for next week. That pitch popped up into shallow left center field. Going out is Darrow. He'll run under it for the second out of the inning, and there's quickly 2 outs for Nicholas Harrison. Because you really take a look at it, you win tonight, you're guaranteed to play twice next week. Once on Tuesday, once on Wednesday. Wednesday could be an elimination game, but nonetheless, you have an opportunity to play. 2 outs, here's Nick Harrison. First pitch in there, called strike, just above the knees, and it's 0-1. Harrison flew out to left field back in the second inning for the final out. Ready to go, the 0-1 pitch. Fastball, that one's off the glove, rolls to the backstop, and the count evens up at 1-1. In the bottom of the 4th inning, Wasatch will send up Darrow, Hansen, Ledger. 1-1 pitch on its way. That one's going to be lifted into shallow left field, but Jake Davis is going to run under it. He'll make the catch, and a very quick 1-2-3 inning for Wasatch here in the top of the 4th inning. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Wasatch coming up. They trail 4-0. Darrow, Hansen, and Ledger coming up here for Wasatch. But let's take a moment here, and let's thank our sponsors for making this broadcast possible. You have SFCN. FSCN built for speed for the SFCN stolen base. Lance Wilson State Farm for the Lance Wilson State Farm Great RBI. 2 Jacks Pizza for a 2 Jacks Double. Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing for the Triple T Triple. The Car Guys for the Car Guys Instant Replay. And at the conclusion of our broadcast today, we'll name the MVP Sports MVP of the game. So about an inning and a half left here for players to kind of help decide that award for the game. We do thank our sponsors for making this broadcast or many other broadcasts possible throughout the high school sports season. Still a few more to go with the state tournament coming up. We'll kind of see our schedule probably right now is to be determined as we get ready to go for Tuesday. So you want to check your local listings in that for those. So bottom of the 4th inning starting, and the Wasatch really in need of some base runners. Remember, this is a 5-inning game, so Wasatch is down to their final 6 outs. And with the way Tanner Argyle's been pitching today, it's not going to be easy trying to get those runs back. Good part is for Wasatch, you have the middle part of your lineup, and you have an 0-for-1 Josh Darrow coming to the plate. The first pitch on its way, fastball misses low and away, and the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball, no strikes to count. The wind and the delivery comes in. That one's fouled away, and the count evens up here at 1 ball and 1 strike. Region 8 with some pretty favorable matchups in the first round. Springville at Olympus. Maple Mountain at home for the Kearns Cougars. 1-1 pitch, fouled away, and it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Darrow. Salem Hills at home for Skyline on Tuesday, and then Spanish Fork, as it would sit right now, the Dons would head to take on the Murray Spartans. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. The wind, the delivery comes, swung out and missed, ball in the dirt. Cowden will have to throw down to first, which he does to complete the strikeout. That is strikeout number 5 on the night for Tanner Argyle. And there's 1 away here in the 4th for Trevin Hansen.
Now batting the catcher, number 12, Trevin Hansen.
Tanner Argyle has just come in and just silenced the bats, so to speak, here for Wasatch. The Wasp scored plenty of runs in that first game, just enough to defeat Uinta. Came from behind late in the ball game to regain the lead. Now a breaking pitch misses low and away. It's ball 1, 1 ball and no strikes. Wasatch scoring in the bottom of the 4th inning to regain the lead, and they were able to close it out in the top of the 5th. 1-0 pitch, fouled back, and the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Trevin Hansen 0-for-1. He flew out to Brady Brook in his first at-bat back in the 2nd inning. Infield and outfield pretty much squared away here for the Dons. Ready to go. The pitch comes in. That's going to be rolled over to third, fielded by Riley Daniels. He'll throw across diamond a little bit high, but getting the tag down, they're going to say, is Nicholas Harrison. And their second out of the innings recorded. So Nicholas Harrison able to save what probably would have been an error against Riley Daniels by able to catch the baseball and get the tag down as Trevin Hansen came down the line. And with 2 outs, here's Caden Ledger. Ledger's 0-for-1, went down looking back in the 2nd. The wind and the delivery on its way. First pitch lifted into center field. Brady Brooks going to run over, come up, make the running catch, and the side is retired. So Wasatch goes down 1-2-3. We head to the top of the 5th inning here at Nelson Field. It's 4-0 Spanish Fork. You're watching high school baseball here on Spanish Fork 17.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork. Need a new car or truck? The Car Guys has the best selection of used vehicles at the best prices in Spanish Fork. The Car Guys know their automobiles to get you the best car for your needs and your budget. The Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
rest easy. State Farm agent Lance Wilson is there for you. Call 801-798-9288 today for the service you deserve.
You know Triple T Heating and Cooling, but did you know that Triple T does plumbing? From tankless hot water, soft water, and reverse osmosis drinking water systems, right down to that leaky faucet. Triple T sure does plumbing. Call Triple T at 801-798-7711 today.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
Top of the fifth inning here at Nelson Field in Spanish Fork. The Dons will come up here in the top of the fifth inning, looking to maybe add a run or two of insurance for Tanner Argyle. They'll have the top of the lineup coming up, and Brady Brook, who stands in to take a curveball low and in the dirt for a ball. It's 1 ball and no strikes. It will be Brady Brook, who's 0 for 2. It will be a 1 for 2 Tanner Argyle and an 0 for 2 Briggs Newman. 1, 2, and 3 for the Dons here in the top of the fifth inning. The 1-0 line and the delivery comes in, and Brook's going to roll that one over to first, right to Garrett Davis, who will tag first base for the first out of the inning. So Brook just got under that one and just rolled his hands on it over on the baseball, and Garrett Davis was able to field it, make the play. With one down, here's Argyle.
Tanner Argyle.
Argyle has pitched well enough on the mound tonight to really just kind of let the Dons put it on cruise control in a sense. Spanish Fork, though, would love a run or two of support here, and the first pitch on its way misses low for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes to count. Argyle in the third started everything off with 1 out, had a double, and then he came around to score on the Riley Daniels 2-run double. Breaking ball in the dirt, ball 2, and it's quickly 2 balls and no strikes here on Tanner Argyle. Wasatch will need 4 in the bottom of the fifth inning. Remember, only playing a 5-inning game, so right now this is the equivalent of the 7th of a regular ball game. The 2-0 pitch comes in. That ball is going to be hit well through the left side for a base hit, and Tanner Argyle's got his second hit of the ball game here in the fifth inning. And with 1 out, that brings up Briggs Newman. Newman has grounded to short and then popped out to short as well on the evening here for Spanish Fork as some more shadows begin to come in there in right field. You can see that Jeff Patterson in right field is just about maybe a step into the shadows in right field. It's beginning to kind of slowly kind of cool off here. There's been no breeze, so to speak of, all day. Pickoff move, diving back safely is Tanner Argyle. It was really warm. It's been warm up here in the press box today, and you know, a little bit of a breeze would have been kind and friendly. Runner goes, Newman swings and fouls that one away, and it's going to be 0-1 on Briggs Newman. So Spanish Fork maybe trying the hit and run there, and Tanner Argyle had a really good jump, so had Newman not made contact with the baseball there, Argyle still would have had a very good shot at getting into second base. No balls and a strike to count. Argyle looks like he might be going again. Pickoff move, McKay diving back safely, though, is Argyle underneath the tag. Outfield pretty straight away here for Wasatch in the top of the fifth inning. Briggs Newman from that little slight open stance. Tanner Argyle goes. The throwdown beat him. Do they get the tag? And they call time here, it looks like. And it looks like they're going to call a balk on the pitcher, David McKay. It's the only thing I can figure because the umpire immediately called time and pointed to the second base bag. And that might have been what Argyle, why he took off, is on the balk, it looks like. They're going to move the runner up. The umpire wouldn't have called time in the middle of a tag without it being a balk. No pitch, the 0-1 count. Newman swings, pops this one up high into right field. Getting back is Jeff Patterson. He'll make the catch. Argyle acts like he's going to tag. The throw coming into Darrow at short, and there's 2 down here in the top of the fifth inning. So with 2 down, Bracken Archibald will come in, and now we'll have a runner coming in. That's going to be Jackson Higginson. number 1, will come in to run for Tanner Argyle.
Left fielder number 12, Bracken Archibald. Running speed up number 1, Jackson Higginson.
So Higginson with very good speed. A base hit here by Archibald. Higginson would likely score. The outfield actually playing pretty deep. Probably trying to cut off any ball that gets into the gap. First pitch on its way. Archibald swinging, and he rolls this one softly foul over towards the first base coach's box, and it's 0-1 the count. Bracken Archibald has flown out to left field and was hit by a pitch. Came around to score a run back in that 3rd inning. No balls and a strike to count, and the 0-1 pitch about to come in. Archibald hits that one down and past the glove of Ledger into left field. Coming in to score is Jackson Higginson, sprinting into second, diving head first. In that situation is Bracken Archibald. It's 5-0 Dons on the RBI double by Bracken Archibald. So a Lance Wilson State Farm great RBI for Archibald. Also a 2-Jacks double, and the going to the speed up runner, and Jackson Higginson allows him to come in to score. And now here comes Riley Daniels. Daniels is 2 for 2 with a pair of doubles. The last one brought in 2 runs for the Dons. First pitch blocked in the dirt there. A good stop by Hansen behind home plate, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. So again, it's going to be a big hole to dig out of if you're Wasatch in the bottom of the inning. 1-0 pitch on its way, and that one's going to be swung on by Daniels. Hit well out to left field, turning and sprinting and not going to get there. The ball's going to go off the wall. Daniels heads into second with his 3rd double of the ball game, and coming in to score from second is Bracken Archibald. It's 6-0 Spanish Fork, and you have another Lance Wilson State Farm great RBI for Riley Daniels. You also have another 2-Jacks double, and Spanish Fork has really opened this one up here in the 5th inning, and now we're going to have a pitching change here at Nelson Field. So Mike Scholl will go out for what potentially could be the last time here at Wasatch, as he is retiring at the end of the year. Could be the last time he comes in to make a pitching change, and it looks like they're going to go to Caden Ledger to come in from 3rd base, and they're going to just switch Ledger and McKay. That's what I want to say here. We'll see here. I'm trying to get a number on the right-hander. And no, actually, I take that back. That is not Ledger. Ledger must have gone out to left. Yeah, he went out. Okay, I got this figured out now. Ledger.
For the walk, number 6, Masa Kasagui.
Ledger goes out to left field. McKay slides into 3rd. And Kasagui, number 6, will come in to pitch. I've been pronouncing that wrong all year, apparently. It is Kasagui who will come in, number 6 here, with 2 gone in the bottom of the 5th inning. Or sorry, top of the 5th inning, with Spanish Fork leading 6-0. The Dons opening this one up here in the 5th. They had a 4-0 lead, and then Tanner Argyle got his 2nd hit of the ball game with a single. He would move to second on a balk, and then what would happen is Jackson Higginson would come in to run speed up for him. And then Bracken Archibald would have a double to left field that would score Higginson. And then Riley Daniels, who's out on second base right now, had his 3rd RBI of the ball game, his 3rd double of the ball game, to bring home a run here in the top of the 5th inning. And now with 2 down, here is Devin Argyle. The first pitch is a fastball right on the outside corner from Kasagui, and it's 0-1. Devin Argyle's 0 for 2, a pair of ground outs, 1 to second, 1 to short. Kasagui will work from the stretch, time called, and now going back to the bag is going to be Riley Daniels. Bottom of the 5th inning will be Wasatch's last chance. They will need at this point 6 runs to tie, 7 to win. And against Tanner Argyle, that's going to be a tough task. The 0-1 pitch swung on, popped up. That one's going to go foul. Devin Argyle kind of frustration, kind of re-grabs his bat. You could kind of tell he thought he missed one there from Kasagui. No balls and 2 strikes the count. Riley Daniels running on at second base. And the 0-2 pitch on its way right on the outside corner, but just missing for a ball. A tough take there if you're Devin Argyle, because it is close. But right there, Argyle's seeing the pitch a lot closer than I'm seeing it from up here in the press box. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes the count here on Devin Argyle. The 1-2 pitch. That was going to be lifted into left center field. That's going to fall. Daniels is getting the wave around third. He will score. Argyle kind of caught in between first and second. Now dives head first into second base. It's 7-0 Dons here in the top of the 5th inning. An RBI double there for Devin Argyle. The Dons have really hit the baseball well out into the gaps today. That's a Lance Wilson State Farm great RBI. And a 2 Jacks double for Devin Argyle, and it's 7-0 as Parker Harrison will come to the plate. So if there's ever a situation you like to be in as a pitcher, Tanner Argyle's got a couple of runs he could play with, although I'm sure he just wants to go 1-2-3. First pitch, high and tight to Parker Harrison. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Harrison had an RBI double in the 2nd inning and then flew out to left in his last at-bat. They came to lead off the 4th inning. Kasagui ready to go. The pitch comes in. That one's going to be rolled foul, and one will just kind of roll back over towards the Wasatch dugout, and the count evens up at 1-1. Wasatch came in with a 5-17 overall record. They really have played better baseball these last couple of weeks. They didn't get their first win until they played Payson in region. I believe that first win was April 12th. Called strike, Trevin Hansen faking the snap throw down to second, but nobody was on the bag for him to make the throw down. So really, you take a look at the way Wasatch has played baseball here in the later parts of the season. They've been competitive in a lot of their games this year. They've competed well in Region H, just haven't been able to pull wins. Swung out and missed, strike 3. Parker Harrison down on strikes. The first strikeout for Kosich of the ball game. For Wasatch. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Wasatch needs 7 runs to tie, 8 to win. We'll see what they can do after we thank our sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We want to thank the Car Guys for the Car Guys Instant Replay. We want to thank Lance Wilson State Farm for the Lance Wilson State Farm great RBI. We want to thank 2 Jacks Pizza for a 2 Jacks double. Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing for a Triple T triple. We want to thank MVP Sports for the MVP of the game, which should be named at the conclusion of our broadcast this evening. And SFCN Built for Speed for the SFCN Built for Speed stolen base. So Tanner Argyle will come in to try to close this one down. Garrett Davis, David McKay, and Jeff Patterson, 6, 7, and 8 coming up. And right now, if you're Wasatch, what you need is you need base runners, and you need them fast. Spanish Fork is 3 outs away from advancing to take on Murray on Tuesday. That would be a road game for the Dons up at Murray High School. The Spartans coming in and one of the top teams in the state entering that tournament. So here is Garrett Davis. And Davis reached on an error back in the 2nd inning. First pitch on its way home. That was going to be grounded right to Briggs Newman. He feels that he's going to have to make a quick throw, and he does in time for the first out here of the 5th inning. We're playing a 5-inning game this evening, so Wasatch, the home team, down to their final 2 outs. And here is David McKay. McKay was a strikeout victim back in the 2nd inning. Wasatch trails 7-0, bottom of the 5th inning. The right-hander, Tanner Argyle, trying to go the distance today. Pitch comes in, fastball, outside corner, called strike, and it's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to count. Argyle with the sign, the 0-1 pitch. That one's going to be grounded past the diving third baseman into left field. David McKay's aboard here with 1 out in the 5th inning. That's the first actual hit of the ball game for Wasatch. They've had one situation where, depending on how you ruled it, I ruled it an error, but the official scorebook might have given him a hit on that, so that could be the second hit. According to my records, that's the first hit. Here's Jeff Patterson. Patterson 0 for 1, struck out in his only at-bat on the evening. Pitch comes in, blocked in the dirt by Josh Cowden, and it's 1 ball and no strikes to count. David McKay running over at first base, being held on by Nicholas Harrison. Snap throw over, diving back is the runner McKay. Just getting back underneath that tag. 1-0 pitch on its way home, blocked in the dirt. It's 2 balls and no strikes. The count here on Jeff Patterson. Wasatch had some late game heroics in the first game, finding a way to come back in the bottom of the final inning or the inning before last to get it in there. That was a called strike on the outside corner. And it's 2-1. Casey Van Dyke in the on-deck circle for Wasatch. The Wasps just needing base runners at this point, trying to find it any way possible. 2-1 pitch on its way is going to be grounded right to first. It's knocked down by Nicholas Harrison. He'll take the out at first for the second out of the inning. The runner McKay will move up, and there's 2 outs. That's the wise play there, because even if that runner comes in to score, that 1 run doesn't really kill you. A great play by Nicholas Harrison just to knock that ball down. Had to play the in-between hop, and right there he was able to make it, knock it down. And now here's Casey Van Dyke. Van Dyke 0 for 1. He went down on strikes back in the 3rd inning. Working from the stretch, Argyle looking to try to finish it off and get the Dons into the state playoffs. First pitch in there, called strike, and it's 0-1. The double elimination tournament beginning on Tuesday at host sites for Tuesday and Wednesday before the teams that are still alive will move to Utah Valley University for the 4A class tournament. 0-1 pitch coming in, breaking ball, swung out and missed, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes to Casey Van Dyke. Argyle looking here to get the final strike and end this ball game. Working from the stretch, looks into Josh Cowden behind home plate. Gets the sign, ready to go. The 0-2 pitch on its way, swung on and missed, strike 3. Tanner Argyle gets strikeout number 6 on the evening, and that is the ball game. Spanish Fork able to close it out by a final score of 7-0. The Dons will move in to play the Murray Spartans on Tuesday, where they will get the number 1 seed. Those Murray Spartans are having a fantastic year. It should be a good one from up at Murray High School. Let's take a break. We come back, we'll kind of wrap this one up. We'll do the MVP Sports MVP of the game right after the break. Spanish Fork wins 7-0 here on SFCN 17.
MVP Sports is the number 1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork. Need a new car or truck? The Car Guys has the best selection of used vehicles at the best prices in Spanish Fork. The Car Guys know their automobiles to get you the best car for your needs and your budget. The Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Rest easy. State Farm agent Lance Wilson is there for you. Call 801-798-9288 today for the service you deserve.
You know Triple T Heating and Cooling, but did you know that Triple T does plumbing? From tankless hot water, soft water, and reverse osmosis drinking water systems, right down to that leaky faucet. Triple T sure does plumbing. Call Triple T at 801-798-7711 today.
Welcome to 2 Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to 2 Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork. or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
Here this evening at Nelson Field, the Spanish Fork Dons come out victorious 7-0. The final time the Dons will be likely at home for at least the high school regular season, as with being the number 4 seed now coming out of Region 8, we can officially say it too, that the Dons are the number 4 seed out of Region 8. They would, no matter what, basically play, well, I shouldn't say that, potentially if they're matched up with a number 4 seed, then they could play a home game. But for the most part here, taking a look at their matchup, they have a Region 7 number 2 seed or a Region 5 number 3 seed. So either way, that will be a road game for the Dons. So Spanish Fork will move on to play the Murray Spartans on Tuesday. That, I believe, is going to be a 4 p.m. first pitch up at Murray High School. The Dons will be able to open up the defense of their state championship with likely what will be Riley Daniels on the mound. The Dons got off quickly here in the early going. 2 runs in the second inning, sparked by RBI double from Parker Harrison. Riley Daniels would score a run in that inning, and it was 2-0 Dons. 2 more runs came in the third inning. A 2-run RBI double by Riley Daniels made it 4-0 Spanish Fork. In the 5th, 3 more runs would come in to score. Bracken Archibald, Riley Daniels, each with RBIs in the inning. Jackson Higginson would come into kind of courtesy run for Tanner Argyle and score a run, and that's how the Dons got their 7-0. A lot of different options you could go with for the MVP of the game. Tanner Argyle has definitely had a very tremendous outing, but it's not very often as a hitter you have 3 RBIs in a game to go along with 3 doubles. And today the MVP Sports MVP of the game goes to Riley Daniels. He had a run, he scored a run and doubled in the second, had a 2 RBI double back in the third, and then finished it off with an RBI double in the 5th to kind of help the Dons be able to move on into the state tournament. So the Spanish Fork Dons play Tuesday against the Murray Spartans. Check your local listings as to whether or not that game will be covered. To kind of give you an idea as well, Maple Mountain will be at home for the Kearns Cougars. Region 8 number 1 seed will be the Salem Hill Skyhawks. They'll be at home for Skyline. And the number 3 seed out of Region 8, Springville, they'll be on the road taking on Olympus. You can catch replays of this game and our many other broadcasts on our YouTube page, youtube.com/SpanishFork17 for those listings. We thank you so much for tuning in this afternoon as Spanish Fork takes a 7-0 victory over Wasatch to move into the state tournament for the 2016 4A baseball tournament. You've been watching Spanish Fork Dons baseball on Spanish Fork 17. I'm Ryan Pickens signing off. Have a great night, everybody.
MVP Sports is the number 1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork. Need a new car or truck? The Car Guys has the best selection of used vehicles at the best prices in Spanish Fork. The Car Guys know their automobiles to get you the best car for your needs and your budget. The Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Rest easy. State Farm agent Lance Wilson is there for you. Call 801-798-9288 today for the service you deserve.
You know Triple T Heating and Cooling, but did you know that Triple T does plumbing? From tankless hot water, soft water, and reverse osmosis drinking water systems, right down to that leaky faucet. Triple T sure does plumbing. Call Triple T at 801-798-7711 today.
Welcome to 2 Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to 2 Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?